Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Shri Shri Guru and Shri Shri Gauranga, all Guru Shri Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, respected
Hare
devotees,
Krishna.
my most respectful obeisances, all Guru Shri Shri Prabhupada, all Guru Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you again for giving this opportunity on this most auspicious day, Akshaya Tritiya. It is, I'm so grateful for giving this opportunity on this Akshaya Tritiya day, because generally, like whatever we do on the Akshaya Tritiya day, that will give a permanent result. So, by all your mercy and blessings, so may I be engaged in this service of Srila Guru and Gauranga and Srila Prabhupada eternally, all by your blessings. Thank you so much. So, wish you all a very happy Akshaya Tritiya.
Thank you. You too.
So we'll start reading. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 9, and Text 8. Answers by citing the lost version, Text 8. I'll share my screen. Let me know if you can see. Everyone able to see my screen? I hope everyone can see my screen. Okay, so we'll start prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayam Tirayet Nashtraprayeshu Abhatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Bhagavatin Uttama-shlokin Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Shanvatam Swakata Krishnaha Punya Shavana Kirtanaha Hridyantasto Bhadrani Vidinoti Suvritsata. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So today verse 298. Divyam Sahasrabdham Amoghadarshanam Jita Nilatma Vijito Bhayendriyaha Atapyatasma Kilalokatāpanam Tapastapiyam Stapatam Samahitaha Divyam Sahasrabdhamamoghadarshano Jitanilatma Vijito Bhayendriyaha Atapyatasma Kilalokatāpanam Tapastapiyam Stapatam Samahitaha Divyam Sahasrabdhamamoghadarshano Jitanilatma Vijito Bhayendriyaha Atapyatasma Kilalokatāpanam Tapastapiyam Stapatam Samahitaha. devotees? Anyone would like to recite?
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare.
Krishna.
Divyam sahasrabdam amogdashano jitani latma vijito bhaindriyaha atupayat smakhila lokatapunam tapas tapiyam tapatam samahitaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
दिव्यं सहस्राब्दममोघदर्शनो जितानिलात्मा विजितो भयेन्द्रियः अतप्यतास्माखिललोकतापनं तपस्तपीयं स तपतं समाहितः. हरे कृष्ण.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Divyam sahasrabhamamogadarsana Titanilatma vijito bhayendriya Atapyatas makila lokatapanam Tapastapisyam tapatam samahita.
Hare Krishna. Dibbam Sahasradam Amagadharshana Jita Nilatma Vijaya Bhayandriya Atapata Shamakhila Likatapanam Tapastapi Tapatam Samahitaha.
Hare Krishna. Divyam sahasrabdamamoghadarshano jitanilatma vijito bhayendriyaha ataptyasma kila lokatapanam tapastapiyam stapatam samahitaha.
Synonyms. Divyam, pertaining to the demigods in the higher planets, Sahasra, 1000, Abdam, years, Amoha, spotless, without a tinge of impurity, Darshanaha, one who has such a vision of life, Jita, controlled, Anila, life, Atma, mind, Vijita, controlled over, Ubaya, both, Indriyaha, one who has such senses, Adapyata, executed penance, Sma, in the past, Akila, all, Loka, planet, Tapanam, enlightening, Tapaha, penance, Tapiyan, extremely hard penance, Tapatam, of all the executors of penances, Samahitaha, thus situated. Translation and purport given by His Divine Grace, E.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Lord Brahma underwent penances for 1000 years by the calculation of demigods. He heard this transcendental vibration from the sky and he accepted it as divine. Thus he controlled his minds and senses, and the penances he executed were a great lesson for the living entities. Thus he is known as the greatest of all ascetics. Purport. Lord Brahma heard the occult sound thapa, but he did not see the person who vibrated the sound. And still he accepted the instruction as a beneficial for him, and therefore he engaged himself in meditation for 1000 celestial years. One celestial year is equal to 6 times, 30 times, 12 times, 1000 of our years. His acceptance of the sound was due to his pure vision of the absolute nature of the Lord. And due to his correct vision, he made no distinction between the Lord and the Lord's instruction. There is no difference between the Lord and sound vibration coming from him, even though he is not personally present. The best way of understanding is to accept such divine instruction. And Brahma, the prime spiritual master of everyone, is a living example of this process of receiving transcendental knowledge. The potency of transcendental sound is never minimized because the vibrator is apparently absent. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita or any revealed scripture in the world is never to be accepted as an ordinary mundane sound without transcendental potency. One has to receive the transcendental sound from the right source, accept it as a reality, and prosecute the direction without hesitation. The secret of success is to revive the sound from the right source of a bona fide spiritual master. Mundane manufactured sound has no potency, and as such, seemingly transcendental sound received from an unauthorized person also has no potency. One should be qualified enough to discern such transcendental potency, and either by discriminating or by fortunate chance, if one is able to receive the transcendental sound from the bona fide spiritual master, his path of liberation is guaranteed. The disciple, however, must be ready to execute the order of the bona fide spiritual master as Lord Brahma executed the instruction of his spiritual master, the Lord himself. Following the order of the bona fide spiritual master is the only duty of the disciple. And this completely faithful execution of the order of the bona fide spiritual master is the secret of success. Lord Brahma controlled his two grades of senses by means of sense perception and sense organs because he had to engage such senses in the execution of the order of the Lord. Therefore, controlling the senses means engaging them in the transcendental service of the Lord. The Lord's order descends in disciplic succession through the bona fide spiritual master, and thus execution of the order of the bona fide spiritual master is factual control of the senses. Such execution of penance in full faith and sincerity made Brahmaji so powerful that he became the creator of the universe. And because he was able to attain such power, he is called the best among all the tapasvis. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Sakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Makyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarupyasha Kripa Sindhupya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Mukham karati vachalam pangum langayade girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dhinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. So, wish you all very happy Akshaya Tritiya. So, today is a most auspicious day. So, let's read the translation and then we'll start discussing. Lord Brahma underwent penances for 1000 years by the calculation of the demigods. He heard this transcendental vibration from the sky and he accepted it as divine. Thus, he controlled his mind and senses, and the penances he executed were a great lesson for the living entities. Thus, he is known as the greatest of all ascetics. I'll stop sharing so I can see everybody. So first of all, very grateful for again for this opportunity to serve Srimad Bhagavatam and serve all of you. So may I speak for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada and all the Vaishnavas assembled here. So today is the most auspicious day. So generally, like Akshaya Tritiya, people, materialistic people, they wanted to utilize this day to get more and more gold and all those things, because generally it is mentioned that whatever we do in this day, it gives permanent result and it will give more and more. So devotees, we should take every opportunity for advancing in our Krishna consciousness. So in that way, like we should take advantage of this auspicious day. And also we know, like in on this day there are many wonderful things happen, like Mother Ganga descended to the earth, and like all of you know, like Vyasdev started Mahabharat on this auspicious day. And there are many glories, like all of you might know. So what we should take and what we should do is on this auspicious day, and of course, like for a devotees, every day is auspicious because we are chanting the holy name. So but still we should take just to add on our sincerity, so we can take this day as very special, and we should try to engage more and more in chanting the Maha Mantra and reading scriptures and hearing Bhagavatam and all those things. Uh, so again, thank you for today's opportunity. So today verse, what we are seeing is Brahmaji is actually um, is doing tapasya. So basically what happened, like I'll just give a quick overview. So Brahmaji was before, like Sukadeva Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj is actually asking like how the creation happens, right? How the creation is happening and how the living entities are getting generated, like all those questions he asked. And then Sukadeva Goswami, he started responding that like how Brahmaji first came, and then he was nowhere because he is the first living entity in this universe, and he is just looking, he's just in the lotus, and he's just looking all around, and everywhere it is dark. And he thought, okay, let me go down to the root of this lotus so that I can find where I am actually born, like where this the lotus is actually starting. So he went down and down, and then he's going down for a long time, and he could not able to see anything other than just water around, like he cannot see anything else. And then he got fear, and then again he came back and he starts sitting in his lotus place, and then he heard a transcendental vibration, so which is the two syllable, so which is pa, tha pa. So this is what he heard. So after he heard and he accepted that as a divine instruction from the Lord, and then he started doing tapasya. So he is doing tapasya for, it is mentioned here that in the calculation of demigods, he is doing for 1000 years. So we know the calculation of demigods, like basically like our one day is equal to their in demigod planet, it's 1 year. Our one day is 1 year. So in that way we can calculate. It is mentioned, Srila Prabhupada gave the calculation. It is very hard in the mathematical calculation. It is 6 times, 30 times, 12 times, 1000 of our years. So we can put the calculator and check how much it is coming. So that many years he performed tapasya. So, and then he controlled, because of that tapasya, he controlled his minds and senses. And the penances he executed were a great lesson for the living entities. So what is a great lesson? That he is doing tapasya, right? So what is a great lesson we can learn? So, Srila Prabhupada, that's why we need our Vaishnava Acharya's commentary. Without Vaishnava Acharya's commentary, we cannot understand anything. So, our Srila Prabhupada, very beautifully, he is extracting the essence from this verse and he is giving us the extracted version. So, what he is telling that Lord Brahma heard that tha pa sound and he did not see the person, but still he accepted the instruction is beneficial for him and he started meditation. So the very important point Prabhupada here mentioning here is his acceptance of the sound was due to his pure vision. So this is very important. Like we all the time we heard that there is no difference between Krishna and the holy name, right? So, but we don't realize it. So that is what we are not actually keeping our attention. So if we realize that there is no difference between Krishna and the holy name, then we will keep our attention completely to the holy name. So here Brahma, because of his pure vision, and that how it will come. So of accepting there is no difference between the holy name and Krishna. So that realization will come only by the pure vision. So that pure vision will come by sincere sadhana. So that is how Brahmaji, because of his tapasya, severe tapasya, so he could able to understand and realize that there is no difference between this instruction of tapa, this sound. There is no difference between Krishna and the instruction given by the Lord Thapa. So he understand and he took that very seriously and he started doing tapasya. And Brahmaji is our spiritual master because he is ultimately for all the living entities, he is the first living entity. So whatever the our seniors they do, we generally try to follow. So yad yad acharati shreshas tat tat evetaro janah. So whatever the famous people or the very senior people, whatever they do, so we try to follow. So that is what here Prabhupada says, like Brahmaji, who is the first living entity and who is our spiritual master for everyone. So he is a living example of how we should receive the knowledge. So we should not have doubt. We should have complete faith in what we are receiving through scriptures. So scriptures will not cheat us. There is no point of scriptures cheating us and it's going to get any benefit, right? So we should never ever doubt any scriptures or the Vaishnavas or the spiritual masters. So we should never ever doubt and we should have full faith in what the instruction they are giving. And here that's Brahmaji is actually proving that how we should take this instruction very seriously and he started practicing. So that's why we should never think that our any of the scriptures, like it can be Bhagavad Gita or it can be Bhagavatam. So we should never think it is just an English literature or it can be a Hindi literature, like whatever language we wanted to study. So we should not think that, okay, this is just literature, so like other books, right? So we should never ever think like that. So it is the touchstone. Harinam is the touchstone, right? So what is touchstone? Like whatever, whenever we get in touch with them, like we acquire that quality. So similarly, holy name, Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, all these wonderful scriptures is like a touchstone. So when we come in connection with these scriptures, it will actually transform us also pure as the touchstone. So that purity will come every day when we recite, when we study very seriously. So, and another thing that when we study scriptures, like we should not study just to put a tick mark, right? So we already discussed this, that, okay, so I am studying today, my quota of studying one verse of Bhagavatam is done. Quota of studying one Bhagavad Gita is done. Quota of studying Chaitanya Charitamrita is done. So quota of doing 16 rounds is done. So it should not be just for ticking in our sadhana state. So it should be very sincere effort, like what I learned from today's studying of Bhagavatam. What can I take away? How can I implement? How can I practice it? Right? So if we are not practicing it, then what is the use of just studying? Right? So then it has become just as a ritual. So it just becomes as a ritual, and then we can do for millions of lifetimes. Keep on doing. We will study, but of course, like at least if we study, that purity will come, but it will take some time, right? So it will take some time to uh, realize, to come to that point of realization. So that's why it is very important that when we study, we should study in a mood that Krishna is speaking to me, or Srila Prabhupada is speaking to me. So just think, Srila Prabhupada, he gave these kind of translation and purport until his deathbed. Until his deathbed, he was translating and he was giving purport for every verse from Srimad Bhagavatam and many other literature for who he have given. So Prabhupada is telling that it is all because for us. It is all for us. And it is not just to read and say, okay, I am done for today. So this kind of scriptures, we should take it very seriously to our heart. And when we very sincerely study these scriptures, Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam, it will purify our heart. And I guarantee, with very little realization, I guarantee that when we study Bhagavatam every day, it will transform your heart. It will for sure. So, but how we study? So, Prabhupada one time, so Srila Prabhupada said, like, are you studying? He was asking to the disciple, are you studying my books? So the disciple said, yes, Prabhupada, we read every day. So Prabhupada again asked, are you studying my book? Again, the disciple said, yes, Prabhupada, we read every day. And then again, Prabhupada said, are you studying my book? So what it means is, it's not that reading. So there is a difference between reading and studying, right? So every day we can read so many things. We can read news also. What is the difference between reading the scriptures or studying the scriptures? When we study the scripture, so we will take a notes, right? Okay, so this is the important point. Oh, this is Prabhupada is saying to me. This purport is specifically for me, for transforming my heart. And Krishna is speaking to me. So how can I follow this instruction? So we should take it in that mode. So then we will see the transformation. So that is how, like here, Brahmaji took it very seriously. Whatever the instruction that he got, 2 words, even it is 2 words, tha, pa, he immediately take it that this is the instruction that I got, I should sincerely follow. So that is the example Brahmaji is setting here. And next purport, Srila Prabhupada give the secret of success. How we can be successful in our spiritual life. He see how Prabhupada is giving every line to help us, right? So how we should, what is the secret of success in our spiritual life? What we should do? First of all, we should receive the transcendental sound from the right source. So transcendental sound is always transcendental. But if we don't receive from the right source, then we will not get benefited. So, for example, Sukadev Goswami says also that even Bhagavatam is pure if it is, he gives an example, if milk is always pure, but if it is touched by a snake, so then it becomes poison. We can't say that anymore that milk is pure. So similarly, Bhagavatam is pure, but if we hear from a materially motivated person, then we cannot get anything. We cannot get anything. So our heart will not transform. So when we study or hear from someone, then that have to actually come from the right source, in a sense that the person who is speaking, they should be actually be an acharya. So be an acharya, and also otherwise at least they are in the progress of making that sincere effort, right? So otherwise, like many people nowadays in YouTube, they are giving Bhagavad Katha, right? In YouTube, if you open, there are many people just for 7 days Bhagavad Katha, and then many people are getting money for giving discourse of Bhagavatam. So all these things are materially motivated, and also not just that, even if someone is speaking in the motivation of that, I will become famous by speaking Bhagavatam, or I will be glorified by speaking Bhagavatam. No, even that kind of motivation also, we will not get any benefit from such a speaker. So, and also if they are speaking and they are going and doing something else, then also it will not impact in our heart. So that's why it is very important. That's why it is always very important that we should hear from the right source. When we hear from pure Vaishnavas, then it will actually transform our heart. And of course, like this is an opportunity for me that you all gave, so that like by speaking I can purify myself, and I can also practice to follow, and if I'm not following, then I feel guilty. This is a very good advantage of being a speaker, that if whatever we speak, if we are not following, that will give a very guilty feeling, and that will help us to push in our bhakti life. So in this way, actually, preaching is the most beneficial or fast service that we can progress in our bhakti. So, but here the main point is that we should not actually hear from a person who is materially motivated. So that is the first point. And if we are hearing from the transcendental sound from the right source, like Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada is our pure vibration. So that's why we should make an effort that we should hear Srila Prabhupada lecture at least once in a day. So every day, one Prabhupada lecture, hardly 20-30 minutes it will take. So whatever we want to hear, yes, we can hear from different lectures, but I would really recommend that we should hear from Prabhupada every day, and Prabhupada and our Guru Vargas. So by hearing from such a pure source, then our heart will get transformed. And also we will receive instruction. We will receive instruction through our hearing in lectures. It's not that, okay, lecture means we are hearing something and then so it is just about the pastimes of Krishna, then it is done. So it is not. If you have, you can see, like whenever you have any questions in your heart, some burning questions, or you have some doubt in your heart, you hear lecture, or you take an open Bhagavatam, study Bhagavatam on that day, or you hear a lecture from Srila Prabhupada or Guru Maharaj, you will receive the answer from that. This is evident. From many devotees realize that this is evident, that whenever you have question, you open and you will get the answer, and you will get that instruction. So that's why we should not see these kind of literature as normal. So, so the first thing is, this is one way to get success in our spiritual life, is to receive the transcendental sound from the right source. And here Prabhupada says mundane manufactured sound has no potency. So that's why Prabhupada give example that chanting every day, Coca-Cola, 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 how many times we can chant? And it will make us thirst. We cannot able to chant further. It is not possible to chant the material sound for a long time, right? So that very clearly says that it has no potency. But the holy name have spiritual potency. So that's why we can see on the day of Janmashtami, we chant, and also we do all the services. So because when we do our morning sadhana very seriously, so what happened? We are gaining the strength for the whole day to execute our services. So I was amazed when I heard that His Holiness Kadamba Kanana Maharaj. So what is his schedule? That in the morning he finish his rounds by 4 o'clock. So he will finish his rounds by 4 a.m. and then he will attend Mangalarti. So, and then he will study Chaitanya Charitamrit for 3 hours. Every day, 3 hours he study. So that is, he mentioned that this is what it is giving strength for me to deal many things in the temple, because as a temple management, he was in the temple management. So we know, like as in the management, like it is very tough because we face a lot of things, like many devotees will come up with so many complaints and so many things will come up. So then if we are not, our sadhana is not strong, then what happened, we fall down by just listening to that, and like we will not able to take a proper decision and all those things. So then it will actually corrupt our society. So that's why it is very important as a leader, as in the very responsible position, if someone is there, then definitely they should be an exemplary Vaishnava. They should set a standard of that, so that like everyone will follow, right? So being a leader, that I say that everyone, you have to come and chant in the morning, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 4:30, you have to chant, and you have to read. But I am not doing it. I am not coming and chanting. Then how everyone will get motivated, right? So we should be in that right attitude and be an example, that so that like everyone can follow. So that's what Maharaj said, that because in the temple so many problems will come, it is very hard to manage. So this sadhana, which actually helps him to manage everything in the day. So that proves that it has spiritual potency. And that spiritual potency is what which actually protects us from Maya. So Prabhupada says that before going to a war, how everyone will wear the armor, right? So they will wear the armor so that they can be protected. So similarly, devotees, before stepping out into the mouth of Akasur, demon, that of this Maya's, this material world, so we should be protected by the holy name, by strong sadhana of studying scriptures. So that is very important. So that's why, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says in Sikshashtakam, Nam Nam Akhari Baguda Nija Sharva Shaktish. Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kalata. So Krishna invested his potency in each and every holy name, and that's why he have many names: Krishna, Govinda, Madhava, Madhusudana. So every name have equal potency, and he invested his potency so that we can remember Krishna's name whole day, and we can be with connection with association of Krishna. So, but Durdaivam idrisham ihajani nanuraga. I am very unfortunate that I have no attraction for the holy name. And I am so much attached to my family and my work and all like my name and fame and all those things, which is just a stumbling block in our progress in bhakti life. So that's why we should understand that the holy name, what we receive, is not ordinary. So this holy name is there in all Kali Yuga. But the speciality of this Kali Yuga is where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Srimati Radharani herself, in Krishna herself, Krishna himself in the mood of Srimati Radharani, he comes and gives the holy name, which is Prem Naam. So the Naam, what we are chanting, is not the ordinary Naam like other Kali Yuga, which everyone chant. So the Naam which we are chanting is the Prem Naam, which Srimati Radharani was chanting in Goloka Vrindavan. And that's the potency that we got. And this potency can able to take away our Mount Meru sinful activity. Even if we commit Mount Meru sinful act, it will be completely vanished. And we see an example in Haridas Thakur pastime. In Haridas Thakur, the prostitute Lakshahira, what happened? The Lakshahira comes in the first day and she expressed her desire, but Haridas Thakur have complete faith in this holy name. And he understand that definitely if she hear this holy name, that will take away her sinful reaction, and then slowly she will become a devotee. That he has complete faith. And that's what we can see in the first day. Lakshihira was just sitting and listening from a pure Vaishnava, such a transcendental sound, which will immediately transform her heart. And that's what in 3 days, she started feeling shame that what I am doing here. I came here to harass this sadhu. He is so much attached to this holy name. He is so much sense controlled. So how this is happening? It is because of the potency of the holy name. So the transcendental sound that he had complete faith. And that faith is what we can see in Lakshahira's heart transformation. So that's why we should also hear the holy name from pure devotees as well. So when like Srila Prabhupada, that's why in temple, like we always, when we go to temple, we always feel that vibration, right? So the transcendental vibration. So there is a difference between the home and the temple. Why? It is because all the time the glories of holy name is going on in the temple. So similarly, we should, Prabhupada specifically mentioned, as a grihastha, everyone home should be a temple. Everyone home, all the time, holy name should be vibrated. So how? We cannot sit and chant for the whole day. But what we can do, we should definitely do our morning sadhana sincerely. We should do our deity worship. And then like Srila Prabhupada chanting can go on. So we can put in a Prabhupada tape and it should all the time keep on going. Like even if someone is a non-devotee in the family, just by listening that, their sinful reaction is going on. Without knowingly, just by listening that their sinful reactions is all going on, and then they slowly they will come back one day to bhakti life. So that's what we have to take it very seriously. That so the secret of success is by discriminating or by fortunate chance. If one is able to receive the transcendental sound from bona fide spiritual master, then his path of liberation is guaranteed. So path of liberation is guaranteed. Prabhupada is saying guaranteed. And one should receive the sound from the bona fide spiritual master. Again, so bona fide spiritual master, like we should seriously think, like, because chanting, yes, of course, like holy name have the potency, but unless it is given by the bona fide spiritual master, then we are not having the right connection still. So that's why we should accept a bona fide spiritual master. So if we are just chanting like all the day, yeah, I'm chanting, but I'm not interested in taking a spiritual master or guru, then it is not, we are committing. Because when we are accepting a guru, we are committing that my life, I am surrendering to guru's instruction. Whatever my guru is going to say, I will follow it. When we follow that, then we will be guaranteed that we will go back to Godhead this lifetime itself. So that is a success, secret of success. Prabhupada says, just by following the order of bona fide spiritual master faithfully, then we will be guaranteed that we will go back home, back to Godhead. So we don't have to know like so many mantras and so many shlokas. There is nothing is required. Only requirement is sincere heart, practice sincerely, and follow the instruction of a guru. So this is the secret of success that we can able to progress. And in the last purport, that Prabhupada says that Lord Brahma controlled his two grades of senses by means of sense perception and sense organs. So another thing that this kind of practicing sense control and all those things, it is very much important for the human being. It cannot be practiced in the animal life. So we as a human being, we should follow. That's what Brahmaji is setting. So we should do some penances. We should do some austerity. And we don't have to do like going to forest and or like not eating anything, just eating milk. Like, no, not that is required. So Prabhupada says, in Kali Yuga, getting up early in the morning and chanting our rounds itself is austerity. And if we can do that, like Krishna is pleased. Whatever little things, whatever we can do, Krishna is really pleased. He is looking that anything that you are doing for me, I'm happy. So that is what he is looking for. So this kind of sense control of waking up early in the morning and be controlled in our senses. So this is the quality of first of all a human being. We should follow. Otherwise, there is no difference between human being and the animals. So controlling the senses means engaging them in the transcendental service of the Lord. So that is very important. So engaging in the transcendental service. Ata Shri Krishna Namadi na bhave grahyam indriyaihi. So we cannot understand Krishna through our senses, but how we can understand by sevan mukehi jihvado, by the process of our engaging our tongue, by chanting the holy name, by tasting the prasadam, by glorifying the devotees. This is the way that we can able to purify and understand the or realize and engage our senses in the holy name. And then such execution of penances in full faith and sincerity made Brahmaji so powerful that he became the creator of the universe. Very important point. Prabhupada says that Brahmaji is a big position. He is the creator of this universe. It is not an easy position that any jiva can take. So how he got that position? Just because he sincerely did his penance in faith and sincerity, full faith and sincerity. And of course, like, we are not doing anything for attaining some position or power, but the power or the empowerment will come when we sincerely follow the instruction of our guru. That empowerment will come automatically. And that's how even a dumb person, he can speak eloquent verses. This is what mukham karodi vachalam pangum langayade girim yat kripatam aham vande Shri Gurum Deenatarinam. What is the meaning? Even a lame person can cross the mountain, and even a dumb person can speak eloquent verses. How it is possible? It is only by the empowerment of a guru. So it is when we sincerely practice, and when we with our sincere heart, like everyone knows, like we don't have to ask others, like, am I sincere? Everyone knows to our heart that am I sincere. So if we put our sincere effort and take help from the Vaishnavas, if we are struggling, and be open, tadati pradigranati guhyam akyati prachati. That's why Rupa Goswami Pad says, like, we should have a devotee where we can share our heart and share our struggles, so we can help each other and progress in bhakti. So we should try sincerely, then the empowerment automatically comes. Then the realization will come. So Krishna says that I am enlightening the person who is actually engaging in my service. So I will give that knowledge, whatever he wants. So all this will come only when we sincerely follow. So that's what Brahmaji is actually teaching us here, that we should faithfully practice whatever the instructions that we get from our guru, and then chant the holy name very sincerely and attentively. If we understand that there is no difference between Krishna and holy name, then we will be attentive. And every moment is our choice. Every moment is our choice, that am I want to be Krishna consciousness or Maya consciousness. This moment I can be Krishna consciousness, next moment I can be Maya consciousness. So it's our choice. So we should be very intelligent enough to prioritize our activities in such a way that we will be engaging in service of Krishna all the time. We will be engaging in the service of Vaishnavas all the time. So this is what will make us our spiritual life successful. So that's how Brahmaji become the greatest among all the tapasvis. So I will stop here. Thank you so much. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Patita Pavana Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai. Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrindi ki jai. Thank you so much. Any questions or corrections? Please share.
Asindhobhyev chapatitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
And the devotion. No questions. We can stop here.
Oh, nice class, Mataji. Very nice. Very inspiring. Motivating. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, sir. When the listener is sincere and in their heart, then only they can hear very sincerely. So thank you so much for your sincere listening.
And
Thank you.
that's a very good thing, Mataji. You gave a lot of hints for normal materialist people, you know. We chant, our mind goes somewhere else. And that is one thing. And then that tappa, it was, so when he came, it was so dark. When our lights off, now we get so panic, you know, we go, oh, it's so dark, what should I do? How to get light? But those are the things, you know, if we really think, the Guru's words are also very, very important. And how Brahma got from his Guru, God's words, and how he took it serious. That's why he became great. So it's not that easy. And especially with this, in this Kali Yuga, we are struggling like anything to make money and these things, that we listen everything. But we say, so a lot of people will say, what should I do with my family? Oh, if I keep on listening and sitting there, who will feed my family? But we don't think that God will feed. Some or other it will come if you have the faith.
Yeah, it is actually the service. Like if our family is a devotee, then that is also a service. You are
Yeah.
doing Vaishnava Seva. So every act can be a transform as a Krishna conscious activity. It is not like only sitting and chanting or reading or hearing. It is a Krishna conscious activity. Everything what we do should be a Krishna conscious activity. And even if it is not, like, we should try to put that. Like if you are going for a work, in the work, like we cannot able to really think. So Nitai Sevani Mataji very beautifully shared that even if you are going for a work, and then in the work, like it's not easy to remember Krishna all the time, because we really have to focus on our work so that we can finish it. So but still she says that, and she says that if you think that, oh, I have to do more reading, I have to chant more, so let me finish quickly my work, and then so I can able to remember Krishna's name or chant Krishna's name, like that. So even if we do, even if we remember like that, that is also considered as Krishna conscious. Our work with Krishna conscious activity. And anyway, like our work, like whatever we are earning, we are serving the Lord by donating and all those things. So in that way, all our act, like in devotees, like there is no material activity and spiritual activity. There is no difference. Devotee life, every moment should be a Krishna conscious activity.
That's true. It's very nice, Mataji. Well, we have to go for that. And one more thing is, just now my daughter gave me a newspaper. In that, it says, control your anger. See, that thing, we sometimes, we do get with some unknowingly, you get that few seconds you get that. And then later on you think, oh, no, why should I say that? Why should I speak like that? Why should I get angry at all? I should be calm and quiet. Is it possible for everybody?
Yeah, this is anarthas, right? So we all have the different anarthas. So that will go by different things, like by sattvic food. So what we take, that will come out. So by sattvic food we should take, and then our association should be perfect, and our consciousness always engage in the service of the Lord. So obviously, like our tendency of getting anger and all those things will gradually come down. It is evident that many devotees, I see that how it gradually came down, their anger. So it will happen certainly, but we should keep faith and keep on continuing practicing.
That's true. See, a lot of things we know that that is not correct, but sometimes, so that's part of the moment. But second, you get that. And then you realize that. So
Yeah.
that is what human being weakness. I don't know what to
We should not
say
hear
about
our
that.
mind. Simple. We should not hear our mind. We should hear Paramatma. So that's how we can able to control ourselves. So because if we hear our mind will say that how come this person can criticize me? How come this person, I am doing good thing for him, but he is criticizing. This mind will say and increase our ego. But we should not listen to our mind and we should listen to Paramatma. So Paramatma will say, oh, he is also my part and parcel. Why you are envying him? It's okay, let it go. Right. So that's how we should listen to Krishna only all the time.
Yeah, a lot of things they had to be.
Thank you, Mataji.
And then all day in the house, chanting and listening to these things. We don't know, 5 fingers are not equal. Okay. So in the house, not all of them want to listen. Or if you want to listen, keep it quiet and you listen to yourself. So those things will happen. So
Yeah,
that
like
are
we
things.
don't have to put full sound and disturb everyone. So like when I say it, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, like it is like a small box, it will come. Like we
Yeah,
will put
yeah.
like very softly and it can go on. And other things like if we are hearing lectures, like if everyone is interested, we can put for everyone. Otherwise, we can put headset and we can listen. That's how I do all the time. Like whenever we are washing and cooking, we can put headset and we can listen.
I go in the back side of my house and then I say loudly, my trees and my birds can listen. I loudly say everything Vishnu Sahasranamam and everything I will do like that. If somebody is disturbed, okay, they are not disturbed, they won't say anything to me. Birds and trees. So I tell them, okay, you listen to me. That's what I do. My mentally I feel like that.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for
Thank you very much, Mataji. But today is very good, very nice class. Thank you.
thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you for the nice class, Mataji. I really like you give the example of like reading and studying, and you give the example for Srila Prabhupada was asking the devotee, "Are you reading? Are you studying my book?" He's saying, "I'm reading. I'm reading." Actually, I'm also doing the same thing, reading. But today, when I heard from you, I know we are not like reading. We have to study, scrutinizing everything. That's really nice, Mataji. Thank you so much.
So much.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Shri Prabhu, I saw you want to share something.
Thank you very much, Mataji.
Okay. Not. Okay, we can stop. Vancha kalpatarupasya kripa sindhubhyevacha
Patana
patitanam
Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah.
Vaishnavabhyo अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय
Okay.
पतित पावन की जय समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय थैंक यू सो मच हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna. Panchakalpataruvascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah.
हरे कृष्ण